Going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid in the house, and I got an update on the Lokotech Hashblade. So pretty soon we may be mining the script algorithm, which is Litecoin and Dogecoin, on these. Yes, it is kind of on the dusty side. I will clean it up if I have to use it. This is just my backup anyway, but obviously it needs some cleaning if need to be used. But regardless, we're going to be mining script on these things with the Hashblade ×1 slots, and that means for Bitmain and those L7s out there, if you're on the fence on picking up an L7 or something right now, you might want to hold on to your wallet because those things are about to be trash. All right, so I'm over here on the Lokotech website, and just look at these specs. So hash rate 1.9 gigahash at 145 watts. Seriously, take a deep breath and let that sink in for a minute. All right, so I hope you got that embedded in the back of your mind, because now let's look at the current best script miner on the market. It is from Bitmain, the L7, and the 9.5 gigahash version is doing 9.5 gigahash at 3,425 watts. Now the Lokotech Hashblade, to get the same hash rate, is about 4.75 of them. 4.75 at pretty much 2 gigahash each, 1.99 something. That works out to be a total for the same hash rate as an L7, only 688 watts. That's absolutely mind-blowing. So yeah, that's absolutely insane. Now I'm up in the air. I am happy and sad at the same time about this miner. I do feel like this thing is actually coming. A lot of people would consider this as possibly fake, maybe a scam. I don't really know. Look at the early days of the Jazz miner. We all thought those were scams too, until all of a sudden it was proven that they were real. Now we're fast forwarding. We got a new miner coming out that blows away, absolutely blows away anything else. So we don't know if this thing is legit. So again, treat it like we have no idea. You can't actually pre-order these miners right now. They will not be for pre-order until they're actually made. More on that later on. But right now, you know, I do feel they're coming, but it just looks way too good to be true. I hope they're coming. Now, for the bad side. Now, obviously, this is going to be a nice, efficient, awesome miner to mine Litecoin, Dogecoin, and other coins on the script algorithm. But if you look back at the KA3, you look at the K7, all these other miners that Bitmain has producing, they absolutely destroyed the algorithm. So depending how many of these are, and if I'll look at later on, it looks like you can order at least 350 of them at a time. You know, it's going to be insane. And a lot of these will destroy the hash rate, which again, make the L7 look like garbage, make the L3 pluses, the mini doges, everything. Nothing else will be profitable at that point because you're going to need the efficiency of the new equipment. Now, Bitmain is set to probably release their next big upgrade, which is probably the L9 or something, around 2024, just before the big bull run. They usually drop them every 4 years or so, but if this is real, they might fast track a middle ground miner for some time later on this year as well. Now you're going to have two massive miners release, and we're just going to see a hash rate explosion across script, which is going to make the profitability, no matter how efficient you are, drop quite a bit. So that is the good side, the efficiency and the hash rate, but it always comes with a bad side that, you know, a lot of people are going to want these things because they are so much better, and ultimately hash rate is going to explode. Now let's take a look at some of the things they're showing here in the features. Taking joules per megahash to new lows, which is absolutely insane. The efficiency on these things are monsters. Now reduce and reuse. The Hashblade significantly cuts down on e-waste by retrofitting into existing infrastructure. By this, that's kind of like how I opened up the video. This will fit on your normal GPU mining motherboards in the ×1 slot. So you're essentially turning your motherboards into huge ASIC miners running super efficient. Here we have No One Wins the Daisy Chain Lottery. The world's first smart ASIC allows for gradual degradation. Simply put, if the ASIC isn't hashing, it isn't wasting power. So this is, you know, maybe long term or something. You have an ASIC chip or something go down. You don't have the whole control board or anything going faulty and losing a big chunk of hash rate. You're only losing that single chip by itself, and everything else will continue to run as normal. Do more with less, get more hash rate using the same power capacity, which that means, example, you have 5,700 watts, you put a single L7 on there, you can only fit one on there or without going over that 80%. With these, you can get a lot more hash rate on the same amount of power, which just makes it for, again, a better way to mine script. This is big when it comes to competing with Bitmain. Censorship resistant mining. Now, I'm kind of up in the air on this one. Low power consumption keeps the home miner within normal power usage. Now, that's true. If they don't use so much power, they're super efficient. But again, it comes down to, what are the prices going to be? We're going to go through some estimated prices here because they're guessing the ROI will be about 1 year per Hashblade. So we're going to run through some numbers and kind of look at that. We can get an estimate on what the pricing will be. No coupons, period, whatever that means. Affordability, a powerful, smaller form factor lowers the barrier to entry to start mining. Customer service done right. Advanced RMA is offered. Open source, your miner, your choices. So we're probably going to see a whole bunch of different miners available for these as well. Or if you're your own dev, you can make your own miner. Focused on quality, assembled in the Western Hemisphere by hand-picked manufacturers, active hash rate monitoring, adjusting the amount hash blades that come to the market to help maintain the profitability for our clients. So that's interesting. Active, so they're only going to release an X amount based on the network hash rate and price. I don't really know what's going on there because, obviously whoever has money is going to want to buy these like crazy. So then all of a sudden they just cut the supply off. I don't know. That seems up in the air right there for me, but we'll have to see. It's like first come, first serve at this point. Streamlined shipping, lower weight, better rates with quicker delivery, which makes sense. These things fit on a PCB. It's like ordering a GPU. They're probably lighter than a GPU, but we'll have to see if they put fans or anything on them. They might not have any fans. You just have to blow some air on them. We don't know, a lot of unknowns, but in theory, they're going to be a lot lighter than an ASIC, so they're a lot cheaper to ship for everybody. Now, here is an interesting part. When do pre-orders open? So earlier I said you cannot pre-order these yet, but it sounds like if you're rich, you might be able to. So look at this. Pre-orders are expected to open this summer. Clients wanting to purchase 350 Hashblades or more are currently open. Contact us at sales@lokotech.com. If you want to order 350 of these, say Rabid sent you. I'm just kidding. I don't know. We don't know if these things are legitly happening yet, so I wouldn't go ordering 350 of them right now. That's just me. I know I won't. I'm not saying you can do whatever you want, but that's on you. What is the price of the Hashblade? Again, price will be set once pre-orders open. In the past and through emails with Ben and stuff, they are looking for a 1 year ROI. So I will bring up my spreadsheet and we'll do some estimates on that later on. When do the Hashblades start to ship? Deliveries are expected to start in Q4 of 2023. Can I pay with cryptocurrency once pre-order launches? So accepted form of payments will include stable coins or bank transfers. So they're accepting crypto as well as your wire transfers there. Are you limiting the amount people can buy once pre-orders open? We already seen that based on another thing. It depends on the specs to kind of keep profitability up, allegedly. But they do say yes. Will the interface firmware be GUI be locked? And GUI be locked. It will be open source. Are you selling a complete ASIC miner? Here's another interesting one. No, we will only be selling the GPU style Hashblade to start with. Key point there. So maybe they're also going to be slapping together their own ASIC in the future, depending how this goes. So that's actually kind of interesting as well. Remember, this ASIC is not going to be using that much power, right? When it comes to the fans and how hot these Hashblades get, they still might be loud, but we'll see what happens. How will it communicate? PCI Express ×1, so your standard motherboards. Where will Hashblades be manufactured? Norway. Will you ship internationally? Yes, to all countries that we are legally allowed to. So let's have a look at the profitability right now of one Hashblade, and if they were to release today, how much they would cost. Remember, they've been saying for the past little while, in my previous video, I mentioned it through that, and through emails, they're saying about a 1 year ROI is what the cost will be. So looking at everything right now, I adjusted Dogecoin and Litecoin to all the current networks, added them all together, got everything at 1.9 gigahash here on both Dogecoin and Litecoin. Does work out to be about $5.74 per day right now. Now, I went over that. Remember, 145 watts. That is only 38 cents per day in power that one of these hash blades are actually using. And this thing's making $5.74. It will take a super high hash rate level to make these things not profitable. But basing everything off this, $5.74, if these did release today based on the 1-year ROI, they would cost about $2,095. So I am expecting probably around the $2,000 mark when these things finally release. Now, if they're cheaper, awesome. Again, they're saying it's based on profitability. So when they actually do release, I'm going to revisit this again, look at the current profitability, and we'll get an idea of just how close to a 1-year ROI they'll be. Now, there's a few things we got to take into account here. Once they go online, how many they're going to limit it to? Who's all going to get them first? They did say an X percentage will go to large-scale mining farms just to, get a little extra cash in the pocket to produce a whole bunch more. But the majority is set to be for the smaller home miners. Now, how are they going to determine that? Maybe by size of orders. People only buying 1 or 2 will get priority over people trying to order 1,000 or something like that. I don't really know for sure how they're going to dictate who gets what. The person that wants 1,000, a large farm, might just make a whole bunch of accounts to get 2 at a time. I have no idea, but you kind of know where I'm going with this. So it's supposed to be a majority for the smaller home miners. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how many go online. We'll definitely be watching the network and if these things actually do come to light. But again, it looks like that crypto conference around June or July, we're going to have a public viewing of the ASIC chip itself. And then we'll know for sure that these things are in fact coming. All right, so let's just kind of have a look at Bitmain's past. Now, Goldshell does make script miners and stuff. We know this. They're just not that great. We got to look into the Bitmain one. So originally here we do have the L3 Plus. It came out in 2017. 2018 they did release the L3 Plus Plus. It's pretty much basically just the same miner. It's got a little faster clocking and so on. But regardless, it's almost the same thing as the L3 Plus. And then the L7 came out and they just released a whole bunch of crappier chip versions to try and sell people more miners. Makes sense. They have the silicon, may as well make them. These are still all amazing miners, the best miners you can get, but the top dog is the first one, the 9.5. But it came out in 2021. There's about a 5-year gap here. I thought it was 4, but 2017 to 2021 is the 4-year. Actually, yeah, it's 4-year gap here. So they both came out at like bull run time. So we could expect the next one, I guess, at 2025, not really 2024. I'm getting some crazy numbers through rumors that they got some big monster on the way. Now, obviously, it's still in very early testing phase and so on. So expect something for 2025 for sure, but that's still, like a year and a half away or so. But if this Hashblade does, in fact, look legit and it's going to release, I can really expect Bitmain to fast track a miner. Maybe they're going to go an L7++, maybe an L9-. I don't know. I'm just kidding, because I believe Fully Electric said they always stick with their odd numbers. So we expect the next big one to be the L9, but they could put a middle ground, L7++. I don't know, but it's going to be a big leap in here. And then the L9 is just going to be some huge monster that comes out. So by the next bull run, we're going to see some miners that are absolutely blowing these things away. So again, you might want to hold on to your pocketbooks. These are probably going to get, if those Hashblades does legitly come out and the L7++ or something does drop early as well, we're going to see prices drop across the board on the L7. So then maybe you'll want to pick those up. But then looking at the newer hardware, we have no idea how many of these miners will be sold, how many will even be made, and so on. So we could look at a network hash rate, same thing we're seeing with CKB or Cadena, where it just shoots up so darn high, it's not worth mining on anything other than the latest miner. So these are things we got to keep in the back of our mind as well. So we might only want to mine script on the Hashblade or whatever Bitmain releases as well in the future, and making the L7 absolutely obsolete. I know the L3 Pluses are still looking good right now, but we have not seen that massive spike happen across the script algorithm yet. And if it does happen, Garbage, 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 garbage. All of these are garbage. But again, a lot of stuff you really got to realize. I just want to open up your eyes and see what may be coming and to kind of put you on the fence. If you're really trying to drop the gun on L7 right now, you just might want to wait. But again, hey, it's your cash. Maybe you have cheap power and it doesn't really matter to you. But regardless, guys, open up your eyes, take a look at what's going on. The Hashblade may be coming, may not be coming. If it does, huge things are going to happen. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.